Hello everybody. I have created an object for my assignment that replaces a typical eraser or anything else that you would use to erase with. What I made it out of is a rubber stopper. I put felt on the bottom, hot glued felt on the bottom, put pipe cleaner on the top, and then put some more felt under it so it's not the rubber is not going to be touching, you're touching the felt so it's more comfortable. And the reason I created this is to help children who demonstrate difficulty with erasing on a dry erase board. A typical eraser is light and kind of spreads out the force. So I wanted to create a smaller eraser where the force that a child that might be weak, when they push down on it, that it kind of puts it more of a confined area, so it's easier to erase. And this can be used with a variety of populations, but I thought that I would focus on cerebral palsy. According to Coker, Bolt, Garcia, and Neighbor from our OT for Children and Adolescents text, children with CP demonstrate problems with upper limb function resulting from abnormal muscle tone. This can show as hypotonicity, which is decrease in the resting state of a muscle, and hypertonicity, which is the increasing in the resting state of a muscle. Children also demonstrate deficits in sensory processing, and for this adaptation, proprioception is important. So how hard you're pushing down on the eraser, how much pressure is being applied, and also children with CP can show joint stiffness and can make it difficult to grasp a typical eraser. And this is why I have the pipe cleaner on the top to hold the finger and the hand in place. And children with cerebral palsy also display muscle weakness and poor muscle coactivation. So this is when the muscle surrounding a joint helps stabilize the joint. And a combination of all these can create dysfunction and can create delays in typical progress of motor movement and motor skills affecting children. Children who also might benefit from my device here is children with just general fine motor delays, so young kids who haven't really developed their fine motor skills yet. Children with hypotonia, hypertonia. Children with Down syndrome, children who have suffered from a traumatic brain injury or spinal cord injury. The supplies I needed to make this are a rubber stopper that costs $4 at the hardware store. Pipe cleaner costs $1 for a large pack. Felt, a couple dollars for the felt. The glue or the hot glue gun costs probably $10. And the glue for the hot glue gun is another couple dollars. So under $20 I could have made this, but I had everything except for the rubber stopper, so this cost me a couple dollars. And then what actually made me want to create this is because of a 5-year-old boy at my field work. He has difficulty with fine motor and visual motor skills, and he has trouble with tracing and creating pre-handwriting shapes. So just fine motor coordination in general. He can't cut very well, and he has low tone throughout his body. And what this came from was my fieldwork educator uses old gloves, just little like toddler gloves, to erase. They don't wear them, they just use them to erase. They push down. And I noticed that he could not erase anything. So I would always have to erase the board for him. And he was doing it with a partner, the activities that we were doing, and the partner could erase it every time. And I actually noticed him kind of looking over every time that I had to help him. And so that also could affect his social participation in the future if he has difficulty with these tasks. So creating this, hopefully he could share it with his buddy and they could both use it, so it's not quite as I'm different. So what I would have him do is, so he's making his pre-handwriting shapes or whatever, and so I'm going to make a square, a circle, and a triangle. And he would place his finger through here. So for him, it would go all the way up to his PIP here, right there. Oops, you can't see. PIP. and he would be able to put his whole hand on there, and then he would be able to push down, and he should be able to erase. Um, and if, I haven't actually got to use this with the student yet, so hopefully that works, and if not, then I can just have him push down on it, and hopefully that would help him. But like I said, it costs under $20. It works with a variety of populations, and it just helps keep the force in a more confined area when they push down, so if they have low strength that they would be able to erase. Thank you so much for watching my video.